is the Reverend Mr. Richard B. once again, and it is approximately 24 hours since my first post here on YouTube, and it has been 24 hours of light and darkness, I must say. Light in that I was absolutely thrilled about the success of my endeavor. That is, my first post last night met with a reception that I would never have guessed at. We had 64 visitors over the course of the past day, 3 subscribing, 2 leaving comments, having the goodness in their hearts to leave encouraging words, and I feel literally blessed by all that has happened, all that has transpired in just this short span. 64 visitors. I have given many sermons where not the half of that have attended. So this is, for me, this is standing room only. And I am very much indebted to YouTube as a service, and to the YouTube community in particular, for having discovered me and having pointed out to others, and essentially flooding my page with visitation. When I said pop round for a spot of tea, I expected a small convocation, not a proper mass, and I am so grateful to all of you who came in such droves. However, as often happens in the Lord's earth, my blessing was commingled with darkness, and we can always see this as a challenge. The Lord is posing a challenge to test one's mettle, test one's faith, and the darkness happened, as often does, in the very same place as the lightness, as if sun and clouds commingling above, and the light will break through, and then the cloud will cover, and then the light will break through again, and perhaps there'll be a spot of rain, and then the clouds and the light once again. And well, today was very much like that. It was very much like the weather here in the north of England. And what happened, and it was brought to my attention by one of my former parishioners, an elderly woman who I had told to visit my youtube.com video, and she's rather elderly and somewhat frail health, and it probably was not a good idea, because she nearly suffered an infarction when she visited my page, and well, she telephoned me in quite a great deal of distress and said, look, have you seen your page? Well, what are you sending me to? And I plugged in the computer, I turned on the machine, I waited for it to load up, I loaded the browser software, I pulled up my page eventually, and look what I beheld. It's pornography. YouTube had deliberately, in my opinion, placed pornographic solicitations on my web page. Now imagine the altar at a church during a sermon where an enormous banner unfurls above the vicar with a pornographic image of this type. Can you imagine what the congregation would do? The vicar would be immediately expelled. The church would probably be condemned. Nothing like this has ever happened in so hallowed a place. It is obviously the work of somebody within YouTube seeking to undermine my attempt to establish a virtual parish here in this community. Somebody obviously of anti-religious fervor, atheistic perhaps, who is seeking to undermine me. It's very clear. I mean, it's not enough to be dismissed after 20 years in a parish. No, that's not hurtful enough. It's also then one must suffer the slings and arrows of the outrageous fortune of setting up a virtual parish and having it next to an adult bookshop. But someone with anti-religious fervor obviously wanted to bring me down, and nearly succeeded with this pornographic campaign. I cannot imagine who else might have seen this, and I don't know, frankly, what I can do to prevent it from happening again. I wrote YouTube repeatedly today, nearly 75 times to be exact, demanding it be removed, demanding to know who it was, who planted this in my parish space, and of course I have not received any reply, and frankly don't expect to. I can see them there laughing now with their Google cohorts about the vicar, humiliated in front of the world. Well, last night I had a mission. I saw it as my ministry to establish a new parish on YouTube, and now I am thinking about looking elsewhere, quite frankly, and I am quite flabbergasted about the treatment I have received and the calumny that has been cast down upon me, and I don't know who to turn to. I essentially presented myself as someone who could offer guidance to others, and now I am the one in need of guidance. It reminds me of Ezekiel on the mountain. It is quite a paradoxical situation, and one which has challenged my faith. Not to the core, but no, in some ways it has made me a bit more reluctant to be so trusting of people outside of the cloth, outside of my parish. So with that I shall end this diatribe, and hope I have not alienated you, and perhaps some good will come of it. I hope to be back on the line soon, and perhaps in better spirits, and perhaps with my faith reaffirmed. I look forward to hearing from you too, and from any of you out there who have any insight into this. So for now I wish you all the best, send you God's blessings, and wish you a good night. Goodbye.